am Dr. Anupama Chaudhary from KC's Institute of Management and Research, Jalgaon. Today I will be talking about benchmarking. Benchmarking is defined as a process of measuring products, services and processes against those of organizations known to be leaders in one or more aspects of operations. The point of benchmarking is to identify internal opportunities for improvement. By studying companies with superior performance, breaking down what makes such superior performance possible, and then comparing those processes to how your business operates, you can implement changes that will yield significant improvement. There are two basic kinds of improvement opportunities: continuous and dramatic. Continuous improvement is incremental, involving only small adjustment to reap resizable advances. Dramatic improvement can only come about through re-engineering the whole internal work process. So benchmarking is a process where you measure your company's success against other similar companies to discover if there is a gap in performance that can be closed by improving your performance. Studying other companies can highlight what it takes to enhance your company's efficiency and become a bigger player in your industries. The benefits of benchmarking: competitive analysis. By identifying areas you wish to improve on in your business and benchmarking your existing performance against competitors, your business can strive to enhance your execution tenfold. Using benchmarking this way has allowed businesses to gain strategic advantages over competitors and grow industry averages. Monitor performance. Benchmarking involves looking at current trends in data and projecting future trends depending on what you aim to achieve. In order to know you have been successful, benchmarking needs to be a continuous process. Monitoring performance is an inherent characteristic of it. Continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is an essential attribute of benchmarking. This is because the aim of benchmarking is to improve a certain element of a business. This improvement should not merely be something that improves once and is forgotten, but something that improves over time and is continuous. Planning and goal setting. Once benchmarking has been carried out, goals and performance metrics are set in order to improve performance. These goals are new, more competitive targets for a company, but they must be achievable. If goals are unrealistic to achieve, teams become demotivated, and goals are destined to remain unfulfilled. Encourage ownership. When companies look at their processes and matrices, they need to ask hard questions to get all the answers they need. This includes talking to everyone in the business and understanding their roles. By asking these questions and gaining a better understanding of everyone's role, ownership for processes and performance is encouraged. This means that employees will take pride in their job and the work they do. This pride leads to better performance and higher quality end results. Understand your company's advantages. Benchmarking identifies where your company is right now compared to where you want it to go. If you are looking at improving any process in your business, benchmarking is a way of looking at how you can excel and become more successful through outlining the steps needed to achieve your goal. Now, the process of benchmarking. So, it comprises of various steps like plan, gather data, analyze, take action, review results, and refine and reiterate if required. First, planning. The first stage of benchmarking is the most important in this process. Planning includes highlighting what you want to improve, who you will benchmark yourself first, and how you envisage success. Only once this step has been completed will you be able to move on to the next step as the results of planning. It will focus on the information you need to collect and what success will look like. Then collection of information or collection of data. After planning, benchmarking is about collecting information on your processes and how competitors do them. If you are looking to improve your customer satisfaction rating, you should understand the processes involved in the department. Maybe you can talk to someone in another call center or the call center directly to gain first-hand knowledge of their processes. At this point, it is important to gather as much information as possible. The next step is analysis of data. Once you feel you have all the information, you can start to plot it and begin to understand the shortcomings you may have. It is important to remember at this point in the process that no business is perfect and you must have an open mind to be able to analyze information objectively. Next step is taking action. Presenting findings is never an easy task or easy thing, especially when you are proposing changes. Gathering and analyzing information is only worthwhile when you can implement changes and better the company in the process. Okay, so it is not an easy task, just putting the finding and displaying in front of management. Monitoring. No plan is ever complete without monitoring results to determine how successful the plan has been. Monitoring can be over a short or a long period of time depending on the desired outcomes. The next point we'll be discussing is levels of benchmarking. There are basically 3 levels of benchmarking: internal benchmarking, competitive benchmarking, and strategic benchmarking. So, internal benchmarking. Under this level, comparison of departments, divisions, and sections of the organization is made to find out the chances of improvement. In competitive benchmarking, in this level, comparison with rivals' products and processes are made to know the competitive advantage. The task of collecting above information from rival company is very difficult, but efforts can be made to snatch information needed for benchmarking. And the functional benchmarking. Here the comparison of functions or processes is made with the best company in the industry or in the world. The efforts are on to follow the processes and functions of the best company to improve the result. Benchmarking should be process oriented and there should be a cross functional teamwork. Now, there are certain limitations of benchmarking. Even though there are various advantages, we have certain limitations for benchmarking. First, it is just a mere suggestion. Benchmarking only suggests the organization to improve on weak factors. It does not have any proving factor to adopt the strategy it recommends. Everything is a pure suggestion and does not give any straight answer for the issues. Results shown are mere numbers. The results comparisons of profit rate of the other organization are mere numbers. Benchmarking does not show or concentrate on minute factors that have been adopted by the other organizations. This simply implies that it helps to show an outer look, nothing deep into the business strategy of the organization. Benchmarking fails when it is not properly implemented. It has to be it has to be properly adopted by following the various data collected. When it is not followed periodically or properly, there might be no net result, as it is not a one day process. So no clarity in data produced. Benchmarking not only produces rough data, and it is only the team or board members who have to concentrate on the whole process using the data collected. Sometimes managers do not understand the data collected as it moves from various people and is left unnoticed when not properly used. Thus, benchmarking simply helps you to spot areas which need improvement. It does not contribute to solve the issues at hand. Benchmarking can just be the first of many steps to improve the company's performance. It simply compares the numbers. It does not take into account the micro and macro factors that lead to your competitor or industry leader to succeed or fail. So that's all. Thank you.